Are there photos in this box?
Here's some photos. You have them also on our website. It's a little series about cacao.
Okay.
You see here image 10.
Okay.
The drying of the cacao beans after the fermentation, and it begins with picture 1. And these images are special because the photographer was Justice Holm, so a photographer from Ghana.
Ghana, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely. Yes, and all the archives you can give in cacao, and then you send them all the images concerning cacao, and also from not only from Holmes, but also from other photographers.
Thank you so much.
It was also part of the exhibition about from the National Museum. This image, which is from Accra, about 1911.
Yeah, okay. So
Swiss
this is
flag.
when they then got, is it 20,000 metric tons or whatever, or
It was from the harbour from Christiansborg.
Christiansborg.
And
Okay.
you see here the little boy with the shirt with the Swiss cross.
Okay.
So that was the sign that he worked for the mission.
Okay.
Trading.
Okay.
Culturally.
Okay.
And you see the
yeah,
aftermath.
we see,
So
okay.
Is there any written documentation about Tetteh Quarshie and his relation to the Basel mission?
And here you have also Tetteh Quarshie. So
Okay.
This place with the African
Achievements,
achievements on this page.
Okay, so you can actually take.
So Tetteh Quarshie here is mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, here the Quarshie, the goldsmith, and so on.
Aha, so this must have been.
He was given in custody by his master,
Yeah.
Akron Nkrumah, to Heinrich Bonner, the missionary in charge of the shoe workshop. Bonner not only trained
So
the
this
child
is where
in his profession, but sent him to the
Andreas.
Basel
Yeah,
mission school.
this is where Andreas.
But she mentioned a letter where a missionary described Tetteh Quarshie as a Verdinkind,
Yeah.
which was a Swiss concept of kids from
Abandoned,
like
foster.
or parents who got divorced,
Okay,
or alcoholic parents.
Yeah,
So
okay.
they would take away the
Okay,
kids and
okay.
give it to a farm
Father, okay,
to work
okay.
almost like a slave.
Okay.
However, Tetteh Quarshie was sold by his African master to a farmer in the Fante region. From there he managed to escape and fled to Bonner's protection. When his owner tried to sue the missionary before the court, the Basel mission bought, at Bonner's request, Tetteh Quarshie's freedom. Thereafter, the freed boy continued his training in school and workshop until he became qualified, not only as a shoemaker but also as a goldsmith, the profession he later practiced. Tetteh Quarshie had signed a service contract in Fernando Po, so there must be a written documentation, which terminated in 1869. Then he returned to Ghana, taking against the strict regulations forbidding exportation some cocoa pots. Apparently the suggestion came from one of the Basel missionaries, probably Bonner, who was later to send pots from the Cameroons to his Akin friends. Tetteh Quarshie planted the dried beans on his farm in Mampong, and in a few years cocoa trees grew from these seedlings. So he did go to, if they have a written contract.
No, there's no doubt he did go, but it's just the myth.
It wasn't his own.
No.
He didn't
the myth
initiate
that
it.
is- Yeah, can you take a picture? The myth that's created is our own myth.
Yeah.
And I explain to you why. Because at the time,
They needed a hospital.
yes, they needed a hospital. And the hospital, the initial choice of the hospital was a Cropon, logically, because of the history, etc. But because the Cropon elite were against Nkrumah, they were not pro Nkrumah. So they managed to manipulate for the thing to be.
That's interesting.